Haven Gateway Partnership is a group of 10 local authorities in the private sector, particularly the ports of Felixstowe, Harwich and Ipswich, which are called the Haven Ports, which come together in order to think through the economic challenges of the local area, which is Essex and Suffolk. It's been in partnership for about 10 years, and our particular strength is around the ports cluster that we find in this part of the world. And the Cruise Gateway North Sea project is a coming together of 12 ports across Europe. So as well as Harwich, they include ports like Hamburg, Antwerp, the Norwegian fjords, Copenhagen and Malmo. And there's 12 of them in total. And they're working together to try and promote the North Sea as a cruise destination, to try and promote themselves as ports for cruise visitors. So we talk a lot to the cruise industry. We've also got some look at how we can get greener ships and greener port operations, so reducing sulphur in the fuel, for example, improving passenger facilities, and also marketing and information about the North Sea region in general.
The North Essex town of Harwich sits on the estuary of the rivers Stour and Orwell and has a rich maritime history dating back hundreds of years. In its narrow streets you will find evidence of the wonderful history Harwich has to offer, the high and low lighthouses, the treadwheel crane on the Harwich Green and the unique Electric Palace Cinema.
We've got a number of major cruise lines that they call in Harwich. Royal Caribbean, Thompson Cruises and Voyages of Discovery make turnaround calls here, and we've seen transit calls recently from MSC, Costa, and from next year we're going to have Fred Olsen Cruise Lines back again. So there's a whole range of cruise lines that use Harwich. We've got a specialist cruise terminal here at Harwich for the receipt of passengers and for the baggage handling. We've recently invested heavily in a new air-conditioned gangway for the passengers, and we've also got great facilities for them to arrive and leave the port. We've got a mainline railway station adjacent to the terminal, and we're quite close to London Stansted and the other airports of the southeast.
Visit the Dedhan Vale. The characteristic lowland English landscape, made famous worldwide by artists such as Constable and Gainsborough, is still recognisable today. The charm of the villages, fascinating local attractions and beauty of the surrounding countryside means there's no shortage of places to go and things to see. For those interested in maritime history, Landguard Fort at Felixstowe and the Redoubt at Harwich are well worth a visit. Landguard Fort dominated the navigable channel on the northern bank of the River Orwell, whilst the Redoubt at Harwich guarded the harbour entrance along with a large battery at Shotley. At Sutton Hoo, only an hour from Harwich, you can walk around the burial mounds and discover the incredible story of the ship burial of an Anglo-Saxon king. Or enjoy the beautiful seasonal colours and wildlife on our estate walks. Colchester is Britain's oldest recorded town, with a colourful history dating back over 2,000 years. Today Colchester is a thriving modern town with many great visitor attractions. Colchester Zoo is now one of the finest zoos in Europe due to constant programmes of development. With over 270 species to see, set in 60 acres of beautiful parkland and lakes, Colchester Zoo is well worth a visit.
One of the key things for Harwich is we're probably the most northerly port of those in the southeast of the UK. So from here it's very useful for the cruises to go up to the Baltic, Norwegian fjords, and increasingly we're seeing a lot of round Britain cruises as well.